Hello everyone, welcome once again. This is Prince. So today we are going to talk about Playwright test configurations. Playwright offers many configurations by which we can control our test case execution. Like we can control the execution of test cases in headless mode, headed mode. We can execute the test cases in parallel mode, serial mode, and many other configurations are offered by Playwright. So we are going to understand the same as part of the discussion. Playwright has many options to configure how we want to run our test cases. So we can specify them in playwright.config.ts file. So this is the core of any Playwright test automation framework, which is automatically configured when we set up the Playwright test automation framework. Let me quickly show you. So this is the test automation framework that we set up. And when we set up this Playwright framework, this particular playwright.config.ts file was automatically configured. We are going to talk about soon on this. Then talking about the scope of configurations, so we can define the Playwright configurations for all the test cases. That is, we can define them globally. We can define for a specific project, that is for a specific browser. Also, we can define at the test file level, which would be applicable to all the test cases of that particular file. There are some built-in configurations. What does it mean? So as we just discussed, that playwright.config.ts file is automatically set up. So this is override of built-in configurations. So if I remove this playwright.config.ts file, still I can execute my test cases with the built-in configuration. So we will be talking about data as well. So we can override these default built-in configurations statically in the playwright.config.ts, or we can do it dynamically at the test file level. Now let us talk about Playwright built-in configurations, which would be available when playwright.config.ts file is removed. So Playwright by default look for test cases under current directory or subdirectories with extension .spec.ts or .test.ts. Talking about action timeout, operations like click, fill, and other operations that we perform on browser, there is no time limit. However, it is taken care by the test timeout. For individual test cases, there is a limit of 30 seconds, meaning the Playwright test cases are supposed to be completed within 30 seconds. Talking about default browser, by default, Playwright test cases execute against Chromium browser. Fully parallel is disabled by default, forbid only. So in Playwright, we have a feature that is test.only, by which we can run only those test cases which are annotated as test.only, meaning we can run the focus test case. So if we want to forbid only test cases, meaning if, for example, we have test.only in our suite and we don't want to run the entire suite, so at that point of time, we can configure this as true. We'll be talking about all these features later on. Retries. So similar to TestNG, retry analyzer, so Playwright also offers this particular configuration. By default, this is 0. So if it is set as 1, so it will rerun the failed test cases. Workers, these are the node processes which are created based on the number of CPU cores. So we'll be talking about this as well during parallel execution. So workers along with fully parallel make the full-fledged parallel execution of test cases. So reporter is for the reporting purpose. So by default, Playwright generate list reporter, meaning it won't be generating any report. So we'll be able to see the same on the console. And by default, Playwright test cases runs in headless mode. So we'll understand these default configurations by demonstration soon. Talking about now playwright.config.ts. So this is the central configuration file which is used to override default configurations that we just discussed. So here we can configure parallel execution, which is by default not offered. We can run our test cases in non-headless mode, that was also not offered, and we can configure many other operations like recording, video, screenshot, and many other things, right? So now the question comes is, can we run Playwright test cases without playwright.config.ts? This is what we just discussed. So answer is yes. So first we will understand playwright.config.ts file and its features at high level. However, we'll be talking about these features separately as part of separate videos. Then we'll be removing this particular playwright.config.ts file and we'll execute test cases. And then we'll come to this particular part, right? So now let us jump on to Visual Studio Code, right? So this is the playwright.config.ts file, which is the core of any test automation framework of Playwright. So here, if you will notice, it is importing define config and devices from Playwright test configuration. So if I go to this main.spec.ts, So this particular test and expect also come from this particular playwright test, right? So we are importing define config and devices also from this particular section. Under define config, we are defining different configuration, and devices is for the purpose of executing the test cases against different browsers, right? So let us talk about this, right? So by default, if I come here, so by default, Playwright will look for test cases under current directory or subdirectories, but we can configure them to exist under test directory, right? So this is how we can define test directory is dot and slash test. Dot stand for root, and then slash tests. Under test, it will look for test cases. Talking about fully parallel, so we can configure fully parallel as true, but this particular option, that is workers, should be undefined, or it should be greater than 1 for parallel execution. Forbid only, that we just discussed. So it is saying if we have mistakenly pushed test.only to Git repository and we are running the test cases in CI, so it won't allow to run the test cases because this particular option is configured, right? Talking about retries, so for your CI execution, meaning execution in CI environment, the retry is set as 2. For local execution, it is 0. So this is something similar to ternary operator. Talking about workers, so for local execution, the workers are undefined, that is depending on the number of CPU cores, those many workers would be created, right? Then process.env.ci, so for CI execution, the worker is set up as 1 and reporter is set up as HTML. So these are all all configurations are configured during the Playwright setup itself. We haven't configured anything. Trace, this is an interesting feature of Playwright by which we can generate the trace and we can navigate through the entire flow. It would be helpful during debugging, right? So we'll be talking about this particular use in detail in the next session, because this is an interesting session and we are going to talk about different features of it, right? Then comes this projects, right? So under playwright.config.ts, we can define multiple projects to execute the test cases against Chromium, Firefox, WebKit, mobile browser, meaning whatever we want to execute, right? So we need to simply create a JSON object where we can define name, and under this we can use this particular use. So this use is similar to this, right? So as we discussed that we can define playwright configurations globally. So these are the playwright global configurations which would be applicable to all the test cases. Also, we can define the configurations at this particular level. So it would be applicable only to the Chromium test cases. So how we can do, for example, if I want to run playwright test cases for Chromium browser in the non-headless mode, right? So I'll simply make it as false. So this is how we can configure, right? So we'll be talking about these features separately, but now as we discussed them at high level, let me remove this particular playwright.config.ts, understand playwright test cases behavior with built-in configuration. For that purpose, let me go to this particular slide. So by default, if playwright.config.ts is removed, Playwright will look for test cases under current directory or subdirectories with extensions .spec.ts or .test.ts. Let me show you these files under this particular framework. So under test, I have two files, checkboxes.spec.ts, main.spec.ts, and under archive also I have a file with the extension .spec.ts, right? So Playwright by default will consider these as test files, right? So if I go inside these files under main.spec.ts, I have one test case. Under checkboxes, I have two test cases. And here under annotation.spec.ts, I have 3 test cases. So in total, we have 6 test cases. Talking about the timeout, so we'll be talking about timeout later on. By default, test cases will run in Chromium. We'll try to configure headless mode, meaning headed mode. Fully parallel is false, meaning the test cases won't run in parallel, meaning test cases of all the files won't run in parallel. Forbid only, we don't have any test cases with test.only annotation. So let us not talk about this. Retries, for now, all the test cases are going to pass because they are written as such that they will pass. So let us not talk about retries. We'll be talking about all these features separately. Talking about workers, in my system, the CPU core is 4. So workers should be created depending on the CPU core and depending on the files, right? So in my case, we have 3 files. So there would be 3 workers which would be executing 6 test cases, right? Talking about reporter, so the default reporter is list reporter, and by default execution will take place in headless mode, right? So now let us try to execute this test cases, right? For that purpose, I'm going to right click on the project, click on open in integrated terminal, and let us run command npx playwright test. So there would be 3 workers that would be executing 6 test cases. So by default, playwright test cases, meaning playwright runs the files in parallel. And if you would notice that these are executing, or a report is getting printed in this particular format, right? That is a line reporter. There is no HTML reporter, right? So the test cases are executed, right? So how to confirm whether they are executed in headless mode or headed mode? So for that purpose, only for this particular test case, let us for checkboxes.spec.ts, I'm going to use test.use. However, we are going to talk about this use configurations in the next video, but let me quickly configure it for headed mode. So we are going to make headless as false, meaning it will be running the test cases in not headless mode, or we can say headed. By default, playwright test cases runs in headless mode, right? So again, test cases are executing only for the checkboxes.spec.ts. The test cases will run in Chrome browser. So that too I'm configuring just to show you that execution by default takes place in the Chrome browser, right? So only 2 test cases will execute here, right? Okay. Now coming back here, right? So we understood Chromium. Also, we noticed that fully parallel is false, meaning the test cases are not running in parallel. However, the files are running in parallel just because the workers are equivalent to number of CPU cores. Reporter also we have noticed, headless also we have noticed, and we have then this test timeout, right? So if I, let us say, in this checkboxes page, or let me make it as under annotation.spec.ts, if I, for example, do page dot wait for timeout, right? And let us make it as 32,000 milliseconds, right? And let us now run this annotation file only, right? Annotation.spec.ts, right? So now what will happen? This test case should fail, right? So running 3 test cases using 1 worker, right? Because there is only 1 file we are running. So it is indicating that it is running in sequence. So test cases will execute one after another within 1 worker, right? So first test case should fail because we have configured timeout as 32,000 seconds, but by default playwright test cases are supposed to be completed within 30 seconds. That is 30,000 milliseconds. So you notice we got this particular failure, right? Test timeout of 30,000 millisecond is exceeded, right? So this is how we can configure, or how we can run playwright with default configuration, right? So now we understood what is playwright.config.ts, how we can use it to override the default built-in configurations. Apart from this particular configurations we have used, right? We can configure emulation, network, recording features which are for debugging purpose or evidence purposes. We can configure headless at the file level. We can control action timeout. We can also control expect timeout, which is a session using use, right? So this is what we will be talking about in the next discussion. This is what I wanted to cover, guys, as part of the current discussion. Thank you for watching. I would request you to please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you once again.